And today I am talking about the sports book. I just want to do a beginner guide of how to read this book because it is a very, very, very daunting task. I never really play on this type of betting. When on the rare occasions that I do bet, typically it is fantasy sports, but I have been giving away to picks. And if people are into picking this style, you should know what it means. Don't blindly go in with my picks. So, anybody interested in picking sports, anybody looking to play my picks, I just want you to understand how this book works and what you're looking at. So, Port Adelaide versus the Fremantle Dockers. This is a game I picked, so this is the game I'm going to use to describe this book and how to read it. So you're going to see minus 18 and plus 18 points. This is what we call the spread. And minus 18 is the favorite and plus 18 is the underdog. So there is two ways you can win. So minus 18, if you bet Port Adelaide, the only way you cash out is if Port Adelaide wins by 19 or more points. That's it. If you bet the favorite, they have to win by more than the spread. If you were to bet the underdog, the Fremantle Dockers in this case, you can cash out if they win outright or lose by less than 18. The idea behind this is that the books don't want you overflowing to one team. They want to incentivize betting the underdog. So what they do is they give you extra incentive to pick the underdog as opposed to going heavy on the favorite, because if you go heavy on the favorite, the book loses out. There's a reason why Vegas hotels are made of gold. So minus 18, that means you're betting on Port Adelaide to win by 19 or more points. Plus 18 means you're betting on Fremantle Dockers to win outright or lose by less than 18. Now, the number next to this, in the parentheses here, minus 115, that means you have to bet 115 to win 100. If it was plus, it'll be different, which we will get into in a little bit. So the column next to it here, this is the money line. And the money line is different because it takes away the spread. So if I bet Fremantle here on the money line, the plus 18 gets taken away. I'm betting on them to win outright. Same with the other team. The money line is a 50-50 shot, but typically the payout structure is worse for the money line because it increases your chances of winning because you're not picking against the spread. There is less variability on the money line. So Fremantle Dockers, plus 222. What does that mean? Plus 222 means if I bet 100 and they win the game, I get 220 in return. Port Adelaide is minus 315. So what does that mean? If I bet 315, I would get 100 in return. So if you see plus and then a number, that means if I bet 100, that's how much I get back. So if I bet 100, so if you bet Fremantle Dockers and Fremantle won, you bet 100, you get 220 back, now you have 320. Minus means I have to bet 315 to win 100. So if I bet Port Adeline 315, I get 100 back. And yeah. So the minus means that's how much I have to bet to win 100. The plus means that's how much I win if I bet 100. Completely different bet. I typically don't suggest staying off the favorites because of the risk reward balance to it. Typically, I say stick with the dogs, it lowers your risk. But understanding how that works is super, super, super important. Like, if you were going to bet Geelong on the money line, you have to risk almost $1,000 just to win 100. Like, I don't understand why people do that. There will be people that do that, but that's just an insane number. And if you want to get into this game, I always say pick good numbers, not good teams. I am on Port Adeline, but not on the money line. So overall, that's what those numbers mean. There's also an over-under bet which you can make, which is something different, which is not posted on here yet, which I will get into. But that is my brief rundown on how to read a spread. Again, this isn't really my area where I play. I'm more into the DFS space, but I do like making picks, even when I don't gamble. And I do look at these lines, even when I don't gamble. We could get into a host of many different conversations about how to pick games in this format, but that is just a basic rundown. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.